Hi everyone, how's it going? I'm just going to wait for more people to join us. We are live. Today we're going to be talking about kvCORE Real Estate Lead Generation Part 2. So last week we did Part 1 and we touched upon a number of different things within kvCORE. And today we're going to be talking about the other side of kvCORE platform, which is some main functions, but then the lead generation aspects of things. We'll just wait for people to join us and then we'll get started. I am recovering from a cold, so you're going to see me sipping on some water throughout the presentation. And I'm looking at this because my screen is here. So if you see me glancing away, I am still here. And throughout this presentation, if you have any questions about what I'm sharing with you, kvCORE, if there's any kvCORE tutorials that you want to see, there's more tutorials that I'm putting together for my YouTube channel. So if you have any questions about it at all, or want to see different content, you want to see more things more in depth, leave it in the comment section below or get in touch with me and I'm happy to put that together. So let's get started. So today we're going to be doing kvCORE Real Estate Lead Generation, a complete step-by-step tutorial. Again, part 2. And before we get started, I just wanted to give you a little bit of an information and a context about me, and then we'll get started. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Tarmila Rajasingham. I'm a real estate agent and a global team leader with eXp Realty Brokerage. I'm based in Toronto, Ontario. I worked in marketing for close to a little over a decade, and I'm the co-founder of an international marketing agency called Marketing and Mindset. It's for real estate professionals. I'm also a co-founder of Karubi.social, and I encourage you to check those platforms out. My husband and I were real estate investors. That's how we kind of got into being real estate agents. We wanted access to more information on the back end. We are looking for JV partners, and that's something that we do. And we work with other people and manage our portfolio. So if you are somebody who's looking to get into real estate investing, make sure you get in touch with us about that as well. I'm top 3% here at eXp Realty, and I'm on most of the real social media platform, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter even. Twitter's on the news lately. So LinkedIn and YouTube. So you can check us out on all of those platforms and connect with us. Please reach out to us if there's something that you want to talk to us about. Today, this morning, somebody reached out to me about my schedule, which I am waiting to get back to you on. But, there's different things that if you see and you wanted to collaborate with us, connect with us, feel free to do that. That's what I love about eXp Realty. It allowed me to work with real estate agents in a different capacity than I've ever had. Everything that I've ever did in the last 10 years, now I'm able to do that with agents in my own group. I'm able to provide that same service and work with them in such a different way that a real estate agent is able to do than just sell properties. So this is a unique opportunity that's given to us, and I'm taking advantage of it, and I hope you do too. So connect with me if you have any questions around partnership. So to give you a little bit of a background on kvCORE, so last week, April 19th, around 2 o'clock, I did a similar thing, a live, but on part 1 was around what kvCORE platform is, how to leverage this platform to grow and scale your business. And we talked a little bit about really an overview. I walked through the whole platform, giving you an understanding of how to navigate it, what all the features are about. One of the things about kvCORE that a lot of people kind of stop using it or are afraid to get started with is because they think or it looks like it's a very robust platform. And I'm not going to lie to you, when I first got into kvCORE, I'm like, okay, no, thank you. And it feels like the platform is working you rather than leveraging the platform to help you grow and really help you scale your business. That's what this platform does. It helps me automate things for me. It actually does a lot more work to save me time. That's why I'm able to do a lot of other things with my business. So sometimes you have to go slow to go fast. So you want to take advantage of opportunities like this. And one of the things that I mentioned in our last call that's really important for me to mention again is that a lot of real estate agents, what they tend to do with this platform is they think, they're going to give it to somebody else to set it up and they think it can run on autopilot. It doesn't quite work like that. This platform is a 3-in-1 tool. It's an everyday tool. It's to help you with your business. It's supposed to help you move your business forward and to make your business function in a very smart way. And it'll make a lot of sense when you really look at how this technology is used. And the other things that we touched upon last week is what makes kvCORE a smart CRM. I walked you through all the aspects, all the features that kvCORE has in order to make it a smart CRM. And I also touched upon Web IDX. And remember, with kvCORE, you do get your custom URL, MLS integrated website. And I touched upon that as well. So if you missed last week's live, I encourage you to go on our YouTube channel and find it and watch it. So this is kind of a good segue from part 1. And today we're going to be doing part 2. And I'm going to be talking about, really today is all about lead generation, talking to you about some main features that are available to you within kvCORE to generate leads for free. And then we're going to talk about how to leverage this tool called landing page, squeeze pages. And then we're going to touch upon a little bit of strategies and tools that are available in kvCORE around email marketing, really around the nurturing aspect. So emails, alerts, drip campaigns, what that looks like, where you can find it, and how to leverage it for your business. And if you're watching this, say hello in the comment section below. I love to know who's watching. And if you have any questions, make sure you connect with me. So before I really get into the lead generation aspects of things and tools, I really wanted to talk about kvCORE, especially if you are tuning in for the first time. If you're somebody who is not leveraging kvCORE for your business right now, for your real estate business, I encourage you to look into this. This will change your real estate business. I truly mean that. I don't work for kvCORE. I am not affiliated with kvCORE. However, I believe in the system because I use it, and I actually get it for free through my brokerage, and that's how I'm all about it. And I actually use this platform in a way to help me grow my team. I share all the information and knowledge that I've learned in kvCORE, because this is the thing that I've learned about kvCORE, and I'll touch upon a little bit later too, is that kvCORE is the tool, it's the technology. But what makes it so much more unique, it allows me to take my marketing strategies, apply it to this platform, and it just makes a lot of things really, really clear for me to help me reach my goal. And so what this platform is that it's for the entire brokerage. It can help you attract and build your team as well. So if you're a brokerage owner or if you're a team leader watching this, I encourage you to look into kvCORE and get in touch with me. I'm happy to walk you through and give you a really good understanding of how you should be using kvCORE for your business. And kvCORE, in the way that I like to see it, is it's a 3-in-1 tool. It's a smart CRM. It's, again, like I said, it's your IDX website. You have your own custom URL website. Remember, if you're a brokerage owner, all of your agents should have their own websites. They should not be a listing in your website. And remember, I touched upon that in the last week. It's very important you know why that is. And the other thing is Lead Engine, all the lead generation tools that are available for you. And it allows you to really put your business, your marketing on autopilot, and it gives you business analytics to help you manage how people are interacting with you. What kvCORE allowed me to do, it gave me information that I wouldn't have been privy to if I used any other platform. For example, I'm able to see in real time what properties people in my database are, what properties are looking at. So you're pretty much, like I like to put it, you're spying on your clients, so to speak, but it really allows you to help them better, right? Because like I gave you an example last week, I had a client that was looking to move to this area that's a little bit more expensive, but she wasn't aware of all the prices. Even when I talked to her about budget, again, she just got into my CRM. I put her on a drip. I put her on alerts, nurturing her on autopilot, kind of, not really getting to know her a little bit, right? Because I haven't moved her into conversion yet. And then she replied back to one of my drip and said, hey, yeah, I am looking for such and such. And then I put her on that drip. But then funny enough, throughout the process of her being in my database, I've noticed her looking at properties in another area, in the Toronto area. But I wouldn't have known this, and it's a very completely different price range area. So I wouldn't have been able to know this if I wasn't in my kvCORE on a daily basis, keeping an eye on what my clients are doing. And I'll show you what that looks like in a bit, but I won't be able to open up my dashboard and show you because of personal information. But that's what kvCORE does. It allows you to take a lot of the mundane tasks that is really important for your real estate business. Remember, we're entrepreneurs. We do everything, and we're kind of all the hands in the kitchen. So I think it's really important you take a lot of those tasks and you're able to automate them. It's kind of like it having multiple VA assistants instead of you having to do it all. So I really encourage you to look at platforms like this to make your business run smoother. And before I actually get into landing pages and squeeze pages, I'm going to stop sharing my presentation, and I'm going to go into kvCORE, and let's go through the platform and see how it works. So today it's all about lead generation. And what I want to talk to you about today is a lot of free tools, and we'll talk a little bit about some of the paid tools that are available through kvCORE as well. In kvCORE, one ways you can build your database and lead generation is through, on the left-hand menu, you can see there's a tab called listing. This is where all of your MLS listing in real time is in here. Sometimes, realtor.ca, realtor.com, they're not even as fast as updating listings that hit the market as quick as kvCORE. This is what I love about this platform. When I had my listing a couple of months ago, kvCORE had my listing live before realtor.ca did, to a point that I thought realtor.ca, actually there was a technical, I had to call them and it took them hours to get it up, but it was just, that's how it works. Because kvCORE was so fast and I caught it, I didn't know, I thought they all came out at the same time X amount of hours later, but it wasn't. So this is why I love this platform. So let's just look at any listing. So for example, let's look at one of the listings that I'm seeing right now in Vancouver. So let's click on this. So this is the back end. Remember, this is not what the end user or your clients would see. This is the back end of kvCORE. And what I love about this is how you can leverage this is that it's just the layout. What you're looking at is all the way how this property was uploaded to MLS. You're just seeing a breakdown. So you see the overview, you can see all the photos that has been uploaded with this property, where it is, etc., and all the information. So what I love is that because your database, your CRM is connected to this platform, you're able to send this one listing if you want to with any of your database, any of your clients. But what it allows this property and some of these features allows me to do is to bring more people in, that lead generating, bring more people into my database. So if you go to more actions here, you can see there's a bunch of different things that are here in the menu item. What I love is that you can use this to generate a QR code, and now you can put it on a flyer or a business card and send it out. You can put it into a presentation. You can share it on Facebook. So one of the strategies that I always share with some of my agents in my group is that as a part of your revenue time, where you spend a lot of time with your income producing activities, I recommend, especially if you're a newer agent, and to let your sphere and all of your family and friends and people in your network know that you're a real estate agent, I encourage you to come in here. And of course, you can, quickly text the agent who listed this property for permission if you, so that you're able to share this openly. But again, if you're sharing it to your own personal, friends and family, it's not a big deal because it's not going out publicly. That a lot of other people on your business page can say. You can post it directly to your Facebook, your Instagram, not your Instagram, your personal Instagram, for example, or your LinkedIn, to let people in your network know, hey, I'm a real estate agent. But what you can do with this property, you can say, hey, every Monday, I'm going to be sharing with you some properties that are hitting the market. And for example, if somebody's actually in the process of looking for property, but it's kind of on their radar, but they haven't quite done so, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to now on every Monday kind of keep an eye on what you're posting. And then they're going to go to your website, and your website, again, it's a smart website. It's kvCORE integrated, I bet. It's going to pull them in, and you're going to know, XYZ visited your website, they looked at this property, and you're going to get a ping on your phone saying so-and-so friend now is a lead in your database. And that's how you build your database. So you use this platform in a way to bring people into you and to really into your CRM so that you can nurture them in there. Again, I'm not sure if you caught some of that thing. What I loved is that everything's integrated. You see, you're not posting a property from realtor.ca into your LinkedIn, and now they're coming to your website from another link. No, there's one link that they're gonna go to. They're gonna see a property. It's kind of like a bait almost, like you're fishing, and the fish catches the bait and you catch a fish. Very similar. You post this one link of this one property, they're gonna go to it, and then it's gonna allow them to kind of browse this property. And then after certain clicks, very minimal clicks, it's gonna ask them to log in, and then they're going to come directly to your database when they do that. So that's one aspect of you building a database for free, and it helps you reconnect with your sphere, right? People in your network. It helps you. There's already a trust factor to an extent with some of the people in your network, right? So when you start sharing all these properties, it helps you connect with them. And then the other thing that I love about this too is that you can take the direct link right here. So let's copy this and come here. Let's paste this and watch this. It's going to now show, this is my website. It's going to show my website, the listing on my website. It's going to show us, my husband and I, as the agent, because our website, I'll show you, this is our website on the front end. So this is the main homepage of our website. My husband and I, you'll see us in all of our platform. Him and I do our business together. So if you see Josh, that means it's my husband. And it shows us as the listing agent. So if somebody comes to this direct link, which I'm going to use it to promote, I'm going to share it everywhere, right? And now they're going to come to this page, they're going to start browsing, and they're going to click on this, and they're going to start looking at this, and it's going to now force them to log in, or they can't see to get full access because they can't see the property. And they can contact people from here. I was able to build my database using this for free and having to share this. You can put this on ads. So, and again, you can get permission from the listing agent to share this, or if there's agents in your network or your brokerage that are promoting, you're really helping your network and your community, so which is awesome. The other couple of things that I want to show you is if you go under lead engine, you can see there's a number of tools in here. There are obviously paid and there are free tools available. One of the ones that I want to really touch upon today is a landing page and an idea squeeze page. This is really integral to how you can build your database for free. And you can actually even use it to run ads on them too if you want to take it to the next level. The other things that I wanted to walk you through is some of the paid opportunities that are available through kvCORE. And when you talk about marketing and lead generation on autopilot, this is what I love. So Core Property Boost is where you can take a property that's on the market right now and you can boost it and have it be seen to a very targeted, as close to as a postal code through your Facebook. So this is what I love. It's Facebook ads. They set everything up for you. You pay with either you want a 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks. I like to, and there's again a strategy as to how you do that. And this is what I'm going to cover in the webinar that I'm going to be doing next week. It's a 4-week webinar that I'm going to be running where I walk you through exactly how to run all of this, what to look out for when you're setting up Facebook ads through kvCORE, what's the strategy around choosing the right property, all of that. Things that I'm not able to show you right now because it's public, and I won't be able to show you some private information about my database. I won't be able to show you Smart CRM like I did in my last tutorial because that's one of the things that I can't show you because I'm live right now on my platform. So if it's in a classroom setting, I'm able to actually open up some of these things and really unpack how some of these tools work. So I wanted to put that out there and let you know that that's what that webinar is all about, which I'll share more information with you in a second. So that's what kvCORE Core Property Boost is. It allows you to boost a property and to bring in leads that way. And it's, again, on autopilot. The other thing is if you go to, on the left-hand menu, again, to Marketplace, there's tons of different tools that you can add and plug into your kvCORE to run for you. These are third-party platforms or features that are integrated through kvCORE to put your business on autopilot. You can do Make It Rain, which is Google, and pay-per-click ads that you can run. You can connect your email marketing like MailChimp through here. I even have Zapier running through here. If you are like us from eXp Realty and you use transaction management like SkySlope, because we're a virtual brokerage, everything we do is virtual, you can integrate all of those things in here so you can manage your transaction through kvCORE. Again, everything in one place. But one of the things that I wanted to mention is that kvCORE is like any tools, right? Even Facebook. Facebook has so many different features, but that doesn't mean that you need to use them for your business. So for example, I go to Facebook to connect with people, my friends on my Facebook. I use the Messenger. I have Facebook groups for my business, multiple Facebook groups for my business. But I don't use a lot of other features that are available through Facebook. Like sometimes I use Marketplace, but not often. Very similar to kvCORE. kvCORE has lots of different features. You can create listing presentations through here. You can create videos and voicemail drop, tons of different things through here. But I don't use all of them. I use only certain things that's going to alleviate for my business that I'm doing right now to help automate for me and what's going to really drive my business forward. For example, I don't need a listing presentation. I think I have a kick-ass listing presentation. So I think whatever that you need, you can come in here, learn it, and add it to your business. So I do wanted to put that out there, and which is why I don't cover every single features of kvCORE unless if it's requested, obviously, if there's a demand for it. But I'm really showing you what is really helping me move my business forward that I'm familiar with, that is really working for me. And the other thing that I love that's on autopilot too is that Facebook AI advertising and retargeting, what it does is that you pay for a certain time frame of for a certain period. You can again target to as close to as a postal code, and it puts out ads for you. They do all the setup for you, and it's Facebook ads running on autopilot for you. And every time someone clicks and interacts with that ad, it helps. They bring them directly into your database, helping you build your database again on autopilot, which is huge. Because if you were to do it, there's all this targeting, learn all of this, the creative, everything on your platform. obviously it's going to be a little different. And I talk a little bit about the pros and cons of this tool versus doing it on your own, and the differences are and the nuances around it in the webinar. So make sure if you are somebody who's looking to learn more about kvCORE, use it for your business, and want to get some more really in-depth version of how this all works, please connect with me. So now let's go back to lead engine and let's talk a little bit about landing pages. I'm going to go back to the presentation just to talk a little bit about landing page, because there is a big misunderstanding. And again, if you don't work in marketing, you've never done a landing page before, or even a squeeze page, because that's, again, a new terminology that I find a lot of real estate agents ask me is, okay, tell me, what is this? And so I think it's really important that you understand what it is before I actually show you how it works. The purpose of both pages are similar. They both are a lead generation tool. However, how the pages are put together, the elements of what makes up the pages are what's different. So for a landing page, think of it like it's a standalone page. It looks very similar to your website. So it's using the same look and feel as your website, but it has one single conversion goal. And usually it'll have more campaign driven. It has one concept. Usually it should, if you're asking from a marketing perspective. It has a lot of information around that campaign, and it can give a value of some sort, like a video or like a buyer's guide or some sort, to use it to build your database. And again, and how you share the landing page, what the campaigns are, all of that good stuff I'm going to be covering in the webinar. I'm going to be even giving you actual copy that you can use to build out. You can copy paste these copy to build out multiple different campaigns. So I'm going to be sharing that with you in the webinar too, if you come to it. So in a moment, I'll show you what this kind of looks like, so you kind of have an idea of how to actually find it and use it for your business. But really is that one standalone page that helps you achieve this one conversion goal. Squeeze page, it doesn't really have like a time frame, so to speak, and it's one constant goal, because again, you think of a squeeze page like you take the search aspect of your MLS listing. Instead of searching for everything and anything, you narrow the search down as granular as possible, so that the people that are looking for that kind of property would come to this. So they're product focused, meaning they're specifically, again, you're not using a buyer's tool to bring people in to look at properties. You're actually, like buyer's guide, for example, what you would do at a landing page. A squeeze page just uses the MLS listing itself, the product itself, to bring people in, because that's what they're here for. That's what you're going to show them. But you're going to narrow the search down so that you're able to really target the people that you're looking for. It's less information, it's streamlined, it's direct, because then it's simpler to set up. Where a landing page, they're usually, again, there's a campaign around it. It's very targeted to a certain demographic. For example, I'll give you an example. I have a landing page set up for my buyer's guide. So if you need my buyer's guide, you need to enter your information in, hence I get a lead, and which is usually going to be a buyer and is targeted to buyers. And then, one could be like, if you want to target veterans, for example, you can put together a landing page for veteran loan, and you can give them information, a checklist around veteran loans. And now they put their information in. If they're a veteran, now you get a lead, and that's who you're targeting. You see what I'm going at? So it's really campaign driven. I hope that gives you an in-depth understanding of what the differences are, because I find that a lot of people don't know what that is. And the moment you understand what they are, you're able to use it for your business wisely and leverage it better. So when you go to, on the left-hand menu, click on lead engine, you're going to come to this page, and you'll see landing page right here, the first little square. You're going to click, I'm going to just click on my URL. You're going to start building. So think of the landing page. So this is, again, which is beautiful, because it gives you its custom URL with it's directly a subset page of your own website, which is awesome. It's connected to, everything's integrated and connected. That's like my favorite thing. So you're not going to another website or anything like that. So what this is a standalone page that it's a template almost, and you get to rebuild this page from scratch. And let's stay in rhythm of the buyer's guide, for example. Let's say you are looking to give someone a buyer's guide and help build your database. You're going to come in here. You can change the copy here, get your free buyer's guide. Of course, you want to write it like this. You want to write it even better. Just because, you can double click it to remove it. You can come here and write, ABC, you can write the copy. And this is what I provide to you in our webinar. Is I'm going to give you the exact marketing copy to to actually put in here in order for a number of different campaigns that you want to run, buyer's guide, seller's guide. If it's for investors, I have it all built out for you. And this is the lead generation type that you want to choose. Do you want to do a video, for example, or do you want to do just a plain template? So this gives you the I guess a variety of how you want to leverage this page. So if you know what the goal is or what you're going to be putting in there in terms of the value that you're going to be sharing, it allows you to build this better. And the other thing that it allows you to do is, and I'll go back to the lead gen so you can see this, so it doesn't have to, I don't have to scroll, is you wanted to remember in our first live, I talked about hashtags. This is optional, but I always recommend that you use it. Every time you run any campaign, you want to hashtag it because you want to know where that lead came from. It's really important because as you're building your database, if you know where people are coming from, you'll know what's working for you. So you want to do more of that. So let's say this is a buyer's campaign. So I'll put, buyer guide landing page or something like that. And then this is a submit button. So this is, for example, let's say if you're doing a buyer's guide, you want people to press download. So it changes the copy on that. So you've seen that the copy changed when I typed it in here. So I encourage you to change that call to action. That's what I love it. It's in orange. It's very bright. People can see it. And no, you can't change the color or anything like that. But what I love is it's still simple. And it should look like your website. So which is why I'll talk about the look and feel in a second. The other thing is this is where the value that you're providing. So when they click on the download, what are they getting? So this is a URL that's going to take to them after. So this is where I put in the link to my buyer's guide, my PDF in here. So when they put their email and their phone number and they press download, they'll get this URL. And this is my strategy, I always require people, because if somebody isn't willing to give me their phone number and I need someone's phone number in order to work with them, then what's the point of them taking my buyer's guide? I want everyone that's coming to my database to be a good lead, right? That's what we would like. So if you don't willing to give my phone number, which I'm going to get it anyway to work with you in the future, then what's the point? So that's how I kind of see it. The other thing is the look and feel. So I encourage you to make the background, whatever that you do, to make it look as very similar to your website as possible. That's why I use the same background as I would for my own website. For example, if you've seen my landing pages, which I'll show you in our webinar, is that it looks very similar to the same background that I'm using here, so that when people come to the landing page or they see it, they know they're all connected. And that's the power of branding and building your brand. So you can change that right here. Oh, I think I have it here as well. Oh, right here. This is where I was playing with. So then you can change the background images here. And then there's tons of different images that they provide for you here, which is the lady is there, or you can do an exterior or a kitchen, whatever that you like, if you don't have an image that you want to use. And then, and this is where it allows you to click which ad type it is. And this is really important because let's say if somebody fills this out, this is going to identify who they are in their customer client profile within kvCORE database. So remember when I was walking you through what a client profile will look like, and the hashtag, lead type, all of that is identified, and this is how it's identified. And this is very important because this would help trigger your smart campaign, which I'll talk about in a second. Because if you identify them as a buyer because they're coming from a buyer side, for me, anytime a new lead comes into my database, it triggers a drip campaign that is automatically goes to them to nurture them. So this is why it's important you identify this. And then you can click save, and then you'll have a link which I save so that I'm able to use it and run ads on it and share it. And there's so many different ways you can take this link and use it to bring people. You can share it all across your social media and run campaigns above and beyond that, which is what I kind of really dive into in the webinar. So in terms of kind of taking and understanding landing pages, that's what it is. And what's really awesome is this actually didn't exist before. And I wanted to point this out is that now they actually save the past landing pages. But if you're in the US and this existed for you, remember in Canada, there's not a lot of features that are available for us as much as that folks that are watching that might be from the US, because I have agents in the US and I would show them some features that I have and they're like, I actually always had this or something like that. So that's how I found out. But anyways, now let's talk about IDX squeeze page. Very similar. Is the box right beside it. You're going to come to lead engine. You're going to come to this page. It's the second box. You're going to click on your URL. You're going to start building. Like I said, IDX squeeze page is pretty much you're narrowing the search down for people so that they're able to, look at. Oh, It's going a little slow there because it's being projected. So now let's click on the URL and see if it builds. I'm not sure why that's not working. Oh, there you go. Okay, well, that's actually good to know. I'll have to report that. And that's another thing that I wanted to mention, folks, is that I really did touch upon this last time in the last live and the last tutorial, is that if something isn't working in your kvCORE, make sure you report it right away or you mention it to the chat box. And that's why anytime some of my agents connect with me and tell me, hey, this is not working or that's not working, and I tell them, hey, don't come to me and tell me, because sometimes it could be actually a function issue, a technical issue. So just always tell the chat and maybe they can figure it out. Or it could be something that you were navigating it properly or something, but it's best for you to know than not know. So once you get to the idea squeeze page, you'll see the page look like this. What I love to do with this is that you can pretty much use it to narrow down wherever you are and your focus is, your demographic area that your geographic area that you're targeting. So let's say you can put a city in, a zip code or a postal code if you're in Canada, and or you can draw a map. So let's say if you're like me, you're in Toronto, but you're somebody that works in a different parts of, let's say northern Toronto, more Vaughan and Richmond Hill, then maybe you wanted to apply your selections there. Oh, oops, I didn't draw it. And you can draw the area to where you want to target. Obviously, you want to be as close as possible, but I'm just showing you an example of how to draw, and you want to draw the exact parameters to where you service. For example, it could be a real estate board, but you can even narrow your search down. What I love about this, and I talk a lot around the strategy of why you want to narrow your search, but not too small, not too big. There's always a strategy around how you target. And I touch on all of this in the webinar. So I want you to think really about what you're servicing, but it's really about who you're looking to build and bring into the database. And sometimes what I find is that when I narrow a search down for people, and that's not what they're looking for. Yes, you tend to alienate people, but if they're looking for something and that's how they met you, they might ask you, hey, instead of sending me Richmond Hill, can you send me more properties in Scarborough, for example? And that happened to me. So that could also happen as well. So how you want to build this page out is that, what are you looking for? Maybe this is for condos, maybe this is for a commercial rental. And I really encourage you to be as specific as possible, because you can build out multiple squeeze pages, because you're going to use this to promote, right? So if you tell them, hey, search whatever you want, then might as well just send them to your main page. But this is really what I love to do, is things like, custom list of homes under, a million in Toronto, and people want to know, oh my goodness, yeah, tell me more about this. So I think it's really about being that strategy is very important, which is why I actually created this 4-week intensive webinar, is because I realized that learning the technology is one thing, right? Learning how to use kvCORE is one thing, but a lot of people don't know is that how using it is one thing, but how do you truly leverage it to grow your business? All the nuances of, what areas to choose. Why should I be using a certain listing type versus another? Why should I be using a certain price range instead of having to do all? And all of those nuances that comes with targeting and strategy is what I'm going to be covering, and I'm able to unpack because I'll have more time with you. So you're going to put your price ranges here. Let's say, max is, let's say, 500,000. Sorry guys, I'm recovering from a cold. Excuse me. And then you can put oh, excuse me. And then you want to also identify your hashtag as well here. Like I mentioned it to you before, so you know exactly where they're coming from, and it's identified in your Smart CRM. And now you're going to be able to generate a link. Oh, let's do Toronto. I forgot to actually do that. Oh, excuse me. And now it's going to give you a link. Now let's copy this and go check it out. So this is what a squeeze page looks like. You see? So it actually gives you a narrow results of all the Torontos under all the condos, excuse me, under 500,000 in Toronto. So now you are able to custom build a squeeze page. So whatever that you outline here, and you want to get as granular as possible, but not leverage some of these. That's why I didn't touch on the square footage, because the price is what you're looking for. You're not promoting, you know, condos under 1,000 square foot, under 500,000. You know what I mean? You want to choose one targeting or one message, which is under 500,000 and in Toronto or in Richmond Hill, in Vaughan. And now the people that are looking for condos in Vaughan are going to contact you. But again, you can build out multiple different campaigns. You can use it to promote this all over your social media. You could put this in your link tree. Excuse me, guys. And the other thing too is that you can run ads on these. So this is how I'm able to build my database on autopilot using some of these tools that are existing within kvCORE. And like I said, this is actually on my website. So when somebody goes to, let's say, click on this, view details of this property, it's going to show us as the real estate agent, and it doesn't allow them to proceed forward and start looking at the property, because I've enabled that after one click, they need to sign in. So, and you can do that as well here. So, allowed, the property views allowed before registration. So I put default, you can do, X amount. And I talk about which numbers you want to choose and the strategies in our next call. So in a nutshell, that's one aspect of, again, multiple actually features that I've showed you today that you can leverage it for free. There's paid platform, and this is just a few that are within kvCORE that you can leverage to really build your database. Now let's get back to the presentation, and I'm going to talk about a few other things so that you have more information of how to continue the conversation and learn more with me. Like I mentioned it to you, I'm putting together a webinar for starting next week. It's the ultimate real estate marketing webinar. It's everything around kvCORE lead generation. This is a 4-week webinar starting next week. And I'm going to talk to you about exactly, effectively, how to leverage your Smart CRM, kvCORE platform, how to grow and scale your real estate business using this amazing platform. And why this training is like no other training out there is because I'm going to be giving you, and you're going to be learning actionable marketing strategies on how to leverage this powerful real estate technology to generate, to nurture, to convert leads. Again, I'm going to be going just even beyond technical. I'm going to show you how to use it technically, and then I'm going to give you tons of strategies around how to and what to click and why you should be clicking this versus this. And that's the strategy that you won't get with a lot of other tutorials that I've seen. So this is a strategy-based webinar while learning how kvCORE works. And here's what the 4 weeks look like. Week 1, we're going to be talking about building your database, really giving you an in-depth overview of how to navigate kvCORE, since a lot of people don't know how to even use all the functions that are available through kvCORE. And then week 2, we're going to be going into landing page squeeze pages and how to generate leads using those squeeze pages and landing pages, how to build them out. I'm going to give you exact copy for landing pages. I'm going to give you a ton of campaign strategies. And if you were in my group, I give you pages and pages of campaign strategies, because every real estate agent has a different target market and a niche. And it's really important that you're able to kind of leverage these tools to do that, again, on autopilot. Week 3, we're going to be talking about paid and free kvCORE tools to nurture and to generate leads, everything from email marketing, everything from drip campaign, and how to nurture. And the other thing we're going to be talking about is week 4, which is automating your nurturing smart campaign and alerts and everything else, which is really important, which I kind of wanted to lightly show you today as well. So, which is kind of will help you with understand what I mean by the automating your marketing. So if you come to the left-hand menu again, click on marketing, you'll see smart campaigns. If you go here, this is the drip. A drip is a touch point. It could be a text, it could be a call, and there's lots of default ones. You can actually build them yourself as well, or edit them accordingly, because I've edited mine. And as you can see here, I really edited mine, because I don't actually call directly from here, meaning I don't have it automated, like voicemail drop. I used to, not anymore, because we cold call now, so I don't need this feature. And I kind of wanted to have more control of my database, and I talk a little bit about that in my webinar too. And this is so where you can come here, and this is where you can automatically on it. So when a lead comes into your database who's a new lead, it will trigger this drip campaign, and we'll talk to them, it will text them over a certain period of time. And we have something in 300, 700 days. And you won't believe this. Just recently, a couple of weeks ago, I had a client text me back. I have no idea who it was. And I went into their profile and I've looked at where they came from. They came from my Facebook ad I ran over a year ago. And they've been getting the drips. They've been getting my emails. They've been opening them. But they never responded until now. When they responded until now and asked, hey, I am looking to move now, I'm able to help them but it was nurturing them for over a year. Imagine if they weren't in my database. You see what I mean? So really let your database build. Like, people, you don't know what people are going through, what lifestyle changes are going to be going through, what milestones that are going to trigger them to buy or sell. And you want to be the person that is top of mind, that they know. Because right away, the first thing they're going to is, oh my God, who's a real estate agent? Because they have no idea. They want to rely on a professional like you. And there's a lot of real estate agents. You want to be the first person that they think of. And this is why automating, you can't be everywhere at the same time. So you want to automate a lot of things and leverage the smart technology we have today, the AI. So that's what, in a nutshell, that smart campaign is all about. And if you go into the lead engine on the left-hand menu, sorry, my apologies, in the marketing, if you go into the marketing on the left-hand menu, you'll see schedule mass emails. And this is where Josh and I build all of our emails. We send out every month a market report, and we also send out some of our videos, again, targeted to our database, depending on if they're buyers, sellers, investors, if they're people that are leasing. So we send the informations for landlords, tenants. So it's really important that you're really nurturing people, giving tons of value to people, and you're staying top of mind. And same thing with search alerts. So I implement search alerts on almost everybody in our database, so that they can see things, and you can change the frequency so you're not annoying them, and that they're able to tell you, and they can actually custom change that if they need to. So there's tons of different automations and features that are available through kvCORE that I recommend that you look into. But really, in a nutshell, because I'm live, I don't want to go for too long, because really I could spend a whole day doing this. I really wanted to touch upon that, which is what this webinar is all about. So I hope you took something out of the live today, and if you're willing to, and if you're open to learn more, make sure you connect with me. You can find the link to this if you go into my Instagram and my link tree. You can find the link. And if any platform that you're watching this right now, if you go into the description, you can find the link to registering for the webinar. I encourage you to. And if there's something in here that you saw, or you're using, or you want to use, that I didn't touch upon or cover today or in my webinars, there is a reason for that. I'm going to be doing a lot more webinars in the future, a lot more tutorials. I'm putting together a whole course. So please connect with me. I will love to know if there's something in here that I've missed, or that you want to know. I love to run that tutorials, and I do a lot of mini kvCORE tutorials on YouTube. So if you're watching this right now, if you have any questions right now that I can answer for you, please leave it in the comment section below. It doesn't matter what platform you're watching this from. I'm happy to answer. I know this is a robust technology. Every single person that I share this with has a lot of questions. So which is why I spend a lot of times really training some of my agents on a in a group level, a group setting, and showing them tutorials and really walking people through and navigating. It's really different when you're doing this kind of presentation where I'm just speaking to an audience and there isn't a lot of back and forth. But thank you so much. I'm so glad to hear that some people found this of value. I know there was a lot that I shared today, and because I was live, I felt like I was a little bit all over the place. I hope this was helpful and it was informative, and to get a little bit more in depth and really step by step strategy, how to leverage this tool. Please connect with me, get the link, read the description, find out more about this webinar, connect with me. And like I said, if you want to see more, I will love to hear from you, and I will put that tutorial together for you guys. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'll love to connect with you more. So if you have any questions at all, feel free to stay in touch to continue the conversation. I hope you all have a wonderful day.